Buenos dias. Aloha.
Hello.
How you doing? Welcome to a brand new episode of The Doorman. We are your guys. Man, you know what? Listeners, forgive us. You know, we lag.
We're only human.
We lag awfully hard. It's been a few weeks since we've recorded our last episode, but you know.
How long has it been actually?
It wasn't.
2?
Huh?
2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks, I think. Maybe a little longer.
Well, you know, when good shows go off the air for like season finales, people wait.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping we're good enough. I mean, we did get 60 views. What does that mean? I have no idea. It just means that we are
59 more than.
It means we are far from our goal.
It means you guys don't share it. That's what that means.
Means we are not as loved as
Zero help.
We are not as loved by you as we are
by ourselves.
We are absolutely loved by ourselves.
Yes.
But guess what? That's what this life is all about.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't love yourself, then go. You know, jump off a bridge.
Yeah, kill yourself.
Well, I don't know if you guys see this clearly, but I'm here to represent the Branch Bandits. We have fallen. We have fallen a couple of games down, so our record is 2-2. But guess what, man? Look, still representing the squad.
Well, you're at 500.
Yeah, we're at 500. Yeah,
we're 5 games above 500.
man, good for you. Well, good.
We fell. We lost
good
2
for fucking you.
But you know what? We're still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the championship game.
Yeah, well, our season has just begun.
Wow.
So,
our season just began too because of the rain.
I see. But hey, listen. I mean, we're a good squad. You know what's funny is our momager. Shout out to our momager Yvonne. She's, I think she's on par to set a record for the deepest co-ed squad in existence. I think we're up to like 30 members of this team.
Oh my god!
20 people show up. Anywhere from 16 to 20 of us show up per game. It's crazy.
And you guys all have to hit?
No. Actually, I think the deepest we've been is at the game is probably 16 or 17.
And you all have to hit?
We've all hit. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'd be miserable. You only hit one time a game?
One time a game, maybe twice. Yeah, but it's good times, man. We are sponsored by the branch office out there in Torrance. So the tradition is, right after our game, we head over there and have a round.
A round.
But then, a round turns into about 8 rounds.
Right, I know you. That's why
10 rounds.
That's why I said round.
So, a round is about me double fisting.
Yeah.
Quadruple
A
fisting.
round of buckets.
Yeah. Although, I definitely have to, take a break, bro. These past weekends have been just fucking animalistic. Animalistic, I tell you, bro. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Yeah, so, one of these days I'll decide to take a break. Although, I don't foresee this break, coming anytime soon.
Yeah, you do say that frequently.
Yeah.
I think your break is Monday through Thursday.
That is. It definitely is my break. And sometimes, our games being on Thursday, then,
So Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah. Thursday, we're back at it.
Sometimes you pray for a rain out.
Right. I'm like, yo.
You're like, God, will it snow?
Oh, God. I gotta go back to the bar.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The worst thing, huh?
Yeah. You know that those are first world problems.
Yes.
First world problems. Like, pull me away from the bar, please.
Oh, God. Let's go back to the bar again.
I've been invited again. That's
I gotta go back to the bar. Oh, I have friends.
Oh, my God. Anyway, well, that's us, the Branch Bandits. What other thing can we report?
We are the Fireballs.
Steven and the Fireballs.
And we are 7-2.
Mm-hmm.
And our last 2 games that we lost, there just wasn't that fire from any of us.
Mm.
Lazy plays, swinging at shit outside. But I always find a way to find somebody on another team that I don't like.
Yeah.
So
you stir the pot.
I never start it. I always hear people
But you're like you're waiting for that
But I
one.
don't. Yeah, I don't let shit go.
But you're waiting for that one thing that kind of like triggers the.
Yeah. And sometimes they're like, and I'm like, what?
What? The fuck did you just say to me?
What'd you call me?
What
Your
you say
mother.
about my mama?
Your mother.
Yeah. Yeah, Steven.
I wasn't that way with softball until that guy asked me if I was gonna stab him or shoot him on the mound, and then I lost my shit.
Then you rush the plate.
No, I
You
lost.
rush the mound.
He's talking shit, and I asked him, "What did you say about our catcher?" And he's like, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Stab me?" And I was like, "What the fuck? What? What if I was nuts? What if I actually was crazy?
What if I wanted to stab?
What if I was crazier?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Good idea." Boom, right on the
I'm
mound.
holding a bat.
Yeah, you stupid
What
ass.
if? Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do out there?
Fucking guy.
Millennial.
Yeah. No, he's an old fucking guy.
Gen Xer.
Son of a
Jesus.
bitch. I'll tell you.
Baby boomer.
Yeah.
65 years old.
You wear a mask for sure. He will. He wears a mask in his car by himself.
Speaking of mask wearing, it's still a thing.
Yeah. Apparently.
It's still a thing. I don't want to make fun of anyone because I mean I guess
You know we haven't done in a long time?
what
When you say something you don't want to make fun of, or you say something I don't want to, I'm like, I'll do it. I think they're
Okay.
marginally, I would say, have a wild mental instability.
yeah.
Or their dedication to stupid is.
Well, no. I mean I think the dedication to fear. That's what it is.
Is it fear though?
Some people are just absolutely dedicated to being scared.
Is it fear?
And then they want what it seems like. This is what it seems like, guys. Hey, and listeners, you tell me. You know what I mean? I mean, we always spew our little ideas out there. We give our little take, our little commentary on the life that we see lived around us, and then we pray that you guys are paying attention and just
And not
giving
stupid.
us at least giving us your take on things, especially if you disagree. If you disagree, we want to hear, right?
Yeah.
So my take on it is that there are certain people who bask in the fear of life. They're like, oh my God, this is out there, this is bigger than me. I'm overwhelmed by it all. Sympathize with me. Show me the empathy that I need in life
I can see
to help
that.
me. Right?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Right.
Right? I need this. I need this treatment. I'm not gonna do well in this life unless I have this assistance, this help, that help from here, this attention from you, or whatever it may be.
Well, these are the same people that wore masks and do all these things and, go bungee jumping or skydive where you're putting, you know what I mean?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a contrast. That's like a straight oxymoron.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. That they can't
you
walk
actually
down the
think-
street.
You actually think that people who wear masks would dare do the bungee?
Yes,
thing?
because the
Or the
perception of you wearing a mask is that you're falling in line, you're adhering to the policies, and you're one with everybody that wants to stay alive.
I
right?
see.
It's a
I see.
perception. Or I mean, when I see people in cars by themselves or walking outside by themselves, like hundreds of feet away from anybody else, and they're
Right.
in a mask,
Right.
I feel like now you should be allowed to get
Ridicule them?
No, get as close to the sidewalk and open your door. That's what I think you should be able to do.
I mean, look, I'm never one. I'm not a proponent for, violence, right? Like I don't want to show violence to stupidity, right?
Well, sometimes you
I'm-
need it.
the only time like I would consider being violent towards someone is if they are attacking someone or they're being bullies.
Like
and
most of these people who are
pressing
wearing
themselves.
masks do in stores to people who are not wearing masks.
Well,
Or they
this was-
did.
That was
They
back.
did.
Yeah, that was like a few years ago.
Well, there's
I don't think
videos
that's
now
happening.
still of people.
I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
that's happening anymore.
There's videos now people like there's a lady on some guy's either comedy show or he was doing some sort of lecture, and he was a Middle Eastern American citizen, an Air Force veteran,
Wow.
and she was a black woman with a Black Lives Matter mask on the show, and she called him. She said, "You're a right-wing extremist," and he said, "Why would you say that?" So you have an American flag on your shirt. He's like, "Okay." I'm an Air Force veteran, so I'm proud of the country that I'm from. My parents are Middle Eastern immigrants that came here the right way. And she's like, "Did you wear a mask?" He's like, "I absolutely did not wear a mask." She's like, "Well, see, I'm still wearing a mask, and I'm in fear of my life, and that makes you a right-wing extremist." And she starts to, like, you belittle those who don't agree with you. That seems to be the new thing, right? You belittle the people who don't.
You know what I get
agree
from
with
that
you.
story? You watch way too many videos.
Psychosis. This is a news clip.
No, I get it. I think I've seen the same video on one of the social media channel. You watch too many videos.
But
Stay clear from the videos.
so we just have nothing.
Those are
We
triggers.
just have, the wind blowing triggers me. Are you kidding me?
Dude, I mean, look, we can. This is what I've come to understand, right? So if we collect all of these stories, these common stories that everybody are kind of like hooting and hollering about, that can take up an entire segment of your life if you allow it to, right? And then you can actually go live life, right? People go live life, and then there's stories to be told from there, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't disagree with you, but what I do say is the fact that there's people still out there that feel that it's necessary to belittle those who do not agree with them.
Sure.
Or name call, or badger, or whatever.
As we're belittling mask wearing.
Come on, bro, you didn't have to fucking do it. It's the stupidest thing ever.
I know.
It's the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
They're out there still, though.
Like
it's to me, it's like, wow. Do you not realize the mixture of gases you're emitting?
Yeah. You're not designed to have
you
something
need a
over your
specific
face.
amount of oxygen, nitrogen, right? There's
Right.
there's nitrogen and hydrogen inside in the mixture of gases that you need, and there's like, so carbon dioxide is it carbon dioxide? Yeah, carbon dioxide is a large part of. Has now become, for the mask wearers, has become the majority of the air that you're breathing in.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So mask wearers, if you're out there, right, that's what you're breathing in. Where it should be a combination of oxygen, carbon dioxide.
And also, I mean, it's fucking paper. Like, you can only sneeze into it so many times before it's just a wet piece of paper on your face, right? And even in the height of it, if you had to, that's the thing. If you had to, you and I adhered to the policies where we had to. The second you didn't have to, where you walked out the store and you're in the parking lot and you can take a mask off, it's the most ridiculous thing. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's smart on people's part that they capitalize on weak fear, right? Maybe.
I guess so.
Maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just capitalize on people just being dumber than a bag of nails and just exposing their stupidity. Because people who still wear it now, I'll say it, and I don't give a shit if I hurt your feelings. Your commitment to stupidity is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'll say that too. But
Flat earthers.
you know
That's
what?
People are.
So as I'm walking through the mall the other day, right? So I'm walking through the mall and I see the maskers, right? But then I also see people who are not wearing masks. So I have one of two options. I can focus in on this person who I consider very uninformed.
A flat earther.
Very uninformed
Call him
person.
a flat earther. Because those people
A
believe
very
the earth is flat.
uninformed person. That's what I'll call them. And then, I'll consider these other people who you know better. You are no longer in fear.
Or they think for
And
themselves.
I'm going to dwell on those guys. I'm going to be like, yo, these are the guys I want to stare at. Because staring at these guys, So, I mean, that's the options, though, that we have in life, right? So as we're walking, as we're going, living our lives, right? Not living our lives behind these things, but living our lives, actually, like, interacting with people. We can, right? Yeah, and I used to use this analogy a lot, right? I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I see this pile of shit on the sidewalk. Now you have every right to stop and dwell on that piece of shit. You can dwell on all kinds of, backstories, like who the fuck decided?
Can't believe somebody took a shit on the sidewalk.
Who the fuck just decided to leave their dog's shit here on this sidewalk?
Now in Long Beach, it's a 50-50 shot.
It's a
whether
50-50
dog.
shot, depending on what neighborhood you turn down.
Right.
Right? You could very well run into that shit, and you could fuck your brain up, right? contemplating how it got there, why this happens. You know, this is the city, blah, blah, blah. I'm moving out, I'm leaving Long Beach.
Dirty son of a...
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can walk around it and keep it moving, right? Those are your two options, right? And that's the equivalent. I'm gonna focus on this fucking these dummy ass motherfuckers, or I'm just gonna keep it moving, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not gonna dwell on the masses.
That's why there's opposites in this world.
Yeah,
I will
because you
fucking be pissed.
You will stare at that pile of shit until it's like melted.
Yes.
Into the concrete.
Until it fades away into dust.
Jesus Christ. And that is a waste of time.
I have a kind of a funny story when I was in Vegas. You'll probably laugh. So we were in Vegas, and end of the night we stopped by that little, basically it's a 7-Eleven in the hotel, right?
Okay.
Little convenience store. Walk in, and it's probably one of the most brightly lit stores I've ever, well, whatever.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what it's called. What do you call those? And then like a
Convenience stores?
Yeah, but it was like inside the hotel. It was like, I don't know, whatever.
Gift shops?
There you go.
Okay.
But it had beers because it's Vegas.
Yeah, yeah.
Alcohol. More alcohol than anything else.
Okay.
So I walk in, and again, it's the most brightly lit room I've ever seen. And I walk in, and I feel this pair of eyes on me. Right? So I look up, and I'm scanning the room, and it's a trans individual.
Oh.
That's about 6'5".
Wanting a date.
Just like this at me.
Looking for a date.
I was like, what in the fuck?
He was offering you his services.
So, so buy the beers, go to the room. Next morning in the lobby, waiting for the group to come down.
The same
one from across the lobby. I was irate twice in Vegas.
Wow.
And didn't even care who I was with. Didn't even care what was going on. Just locked on. And I felt violated. But I also thought, if this motherfucker does anything, it's the beginning of Pride Month, I'm going to be on the fucking news.
Oh, shit. For accepting a date.
I would have beat his ass in that lobby for sure. But anyway.
I mean, yeah.
But I will tell you, in that situation, I went back to the WWED. What would Evan do?
Okay.
Just laugh it off. I couldn't.
You have to, though.
So I walked away.
Right? You have to.
Yes.
Because you can waste a whole lot of time contemplating why the person is looking at you. You can, dude.
I was just like, the balls. And I was like,
Yeah, literally.
Really? The balls on this.
You could probably see them dangling
Bro.
from where you're standing.
When it was walking away, it was like, just balls. But anyway, so yeah, that was a little awkward. But again, I constantly in my day I ask, what would Evan do or say?
Well,
and rarely does it prevent me from doing or saying shit. But it still runs across my mind.
You know, more and more, right? In my living, in my everyday operational me, I find that whatever the things that I dwell on, and I've said this many times before on many occasions on our podcast, the things that I dwell on are the exact things that are going to come back to stare me in the face. I think we were talking about trans people so much. I went to a Renaissance fair thing, and I ran into two of them, right? And one of them was sitting right next to me.
An axe thrower?
No.
And a blacksmith.
Dude, this one looked like a woman, dude. Like, straight up. And then she starts talking, and I was like,
What's up, Bruce?
Yeah. Her voice was like an octave lower than mine.
Hey. What's up?
I was like, she's like, yeah, this is a map. I got a map. I was like, yeah, that's a map.
You're like, it's not all you got.
But guess what? Looked like a straight woman. I was like, you dude. In my mind, I was like, this is impressive. You pass.
Wow.
Another one. I was standing next to, right? We're trying to see the joust, right? The whole joust thing started, and then like I noticed two, from what it appeared to be two girlfriends. One was like 3 foot and the other one was 6 foot. And then it started talking, and I was like, oh shit.
Full beards.
No. I swear to God,
Oh.
looked like a chick. Could have passed for a chick, but then I stared hard out. You could see the little thing.
Adam's apple is
Yeah.
big as her balls.
Right. And I was like, okay, that but real feminine looking. And I was like, oh wow, man. It's
Hands like Andre
impressive.
the Giant.
It's impressive what these guys can accomplish.
It's also the surgeries,
Sure,
which are good.
medications,
Yeah.
all that. It's impressive. Like
Yeah.
you can look that close to a woman. Hey, well, look at you. So I think again, the things that you want more of, you go ahead and talk about it. You go ahead and dwell on it. Think of it. Those are the things that are going to confront you. Come face to face with you again and again and again. So what would Evan do? Evan would do things that allow those beautiful, uplifting moments to come into my purview.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that I want to do.
Yeah. Well, I just think about what would you say to me if I came back and was like, bro,
Me and this trans
I
guy
threw this
scrapped.
I threw this tranny in the trash can.
Wow.
In the lobby.
I would have been like, what did that guy do to you?
Yeah. See?
Did she cut check you? Huh? Was she
With her eyes.
fondling you?
With her eyes.
Did she caress the cheeks?
With her eyes.
Huh?
I felt violated. I had to
Yeah.
shower. It's like the crime.
Did she sneak her hands underneath the shirt?
No.
No.
But I'll tell you, from across the room,
It felt that way.
I was feeling like, hey,
Okay.
hey,
you're like,
hey.
hey, oh wait, this is the
Yeah.
non-area right here.
So I was reading an article in the news about Biden's mental faculties.
Sure.
And they're saying that he's in the best shape and he's good and there should be no question. When you look at when Trump was president and he drank from a water bottle and he used both hands, they annihilated him with that. That he's got failing physical capabilities. When he walked down a ramp, he needed assistance. We've all seen Biden fall on flat ground.
See, this is what I'm fearful of. This is what I'm scared of, right? What I'm scared of is that you and I are going to talk about him, Biden,
Oh,
right? And then we're going to get 4 more years of him.
no,
That's what I'm so scared of, bro.
I don't think so.
I don't want to talk about that guy.
Well, I just want to
in
bring up to
fear
the point of
of,
hypocrisy.
only because that, that last segment that we just concluded, right? If we talk about this guy, this mother, I do not.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's going to live very much longer. But
That would mean we'd have Vice President Harris.
yeah, for another year and a half. She don't do shit anyway. What are you worried about?
She doesn't do shit, but those puppet masters behind her.
Well, my whole point of bringing
gonna
it
do
up
all
was
the shits.
the hypocrisy
Oh,
and
okay.
the irony of them when one individual who they don't like does something that they perceive as
Sure. I think-
unacceptable, that they will not let it go, and then this guy falls off a bike, falls walking upstairs, falls walking on flat ground, can't complete a sentence, is just a drooling fucking buffoon.
Causes our country to be the laughing stock of the planet.
and they're saying that there should be no question. There should be no questioning his mental faculties. The guy's a fucking idiot.
Sure, I think, but I think we've already come to the conclusion that we have the machine,
Sure.
right? And just as the machine was turned on, and the objective of that machine was to remove a sitting president, that same machine is on, and it's on, and it's in full force because it has to be in full force right now to paint the picture that these guys want to accomplish.
Well, it's also too that they do all these things in the foreground
Sure.
that distract you from what's going on behind the scenes.
Right.
There's investigations into everybody now.
Right.
Everybody.
Forget about the investigations, bro. Forget about all of this, this what's the word? the pedophilia. You know, forget about all that, right?
Mm.
Look at the state of our country in the eyes of the rest of the planet, right? What we are looking to promote, the status of the dollar bill, right? The American dollar. All of these countries that are our nearest competitors, right? Economically, militarily, these guys, you know, that's what we should be really focused on right now.
Right.
Because holy shit, if we look to remain in this, you know, in this space of being economically, militarily number one, that's what we need to be focused on.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is ridiculous. Like to focus on this Trump indictment, which, you know, it should be thrown out ASAP. Right. Whatever it is to come, right? That could potentially weaken our position. We just need to throw all that to the side.
But again,
we need to focus on
it's
putting a
just
leader there.
It's just
that's
the fact
get
that
us to the game.
Pay attention and be lucid enough to realize that what they're doing has zero to do with the country's best interest.
Oh yeah.
Zero.
Right.
And also, you know, when you watch, we've said it before, the different news media outlets, you have different angles of every story, right? So when another video I was watching, it was Good Morning America asked a lawyer who had zero ties to either side, just a general political lawyer, I guess. They asked him about the indictments for Trump, and he goes, well, nobody's below the law. You know, everybody is below the law. There's nobody above the law. And the fact that you have a sitting president that has documents and the person on GMA was like, what are you talking? That is a ridiculous statement. And you're like, what the fuck are you serious? And that other guy even was like, okay, nice try, but it's out there. Hunter Biden, all the documents, and everybody does it. I guess they get to take documents for whatever presidential library will be built for them. Right. So Obama did it, George Bush did it, W did it. They all do it, but when a sitting president takes it, who has nothing, and then when he was a VP and took stuff that he shouldn't be taking, and they find it in a garage with his Corvette, that's a serious thing. And they're just like, oh no, that's not even close to the same. But Trump, like, I don't understand. Yeah. Like the hatred is real.
There was one guy, again, I've mentioned this guy's name many times, Vivek Ramaswamy. He was on CNN explaining the same thing, right? I want to say you want to listen to his explanation of that Trump situation, because this guy is probably the most, you know, intelligent as far as his presentation of the information out there. He has some of the most intelligent explanations of what's going on. He's definitely going to inform you correctly, right? Because you know you have all types of sides, and then you have someone who's actually seeking the truth. So this guy, if you ever get a chance, watch the interview with CNN and him. Not the one with Don Lemon where Don Lemon gets fired, but more recently when it was one of their female correspondents sat him down, got a full explanation from him, and dude, with intelligence, addressed all these issues surrounding the Trump indictment, and you couldn't have gotten a better explanation of things.
Yeah.
You couldn't have been any better informed than you would be after listening to that dude. Look him up, Vivek Ramaswamy. If he doesn't, I know he's not going to win the Republican nomination, the GOP nomination, but this guy's bringing in a lot of good to the race, to the campaign trail. I mean, he's really, the dude is legit, man. Listen to him, dude.
So, did you see that news article of, this is way off the political game, but maybe we need to change it up a little bit.
Change it up.
Orcas in Spain.
What are they doing?
Are attacking boats.
Oh, that little stream of orcas that look like a narrow canal?
I don't know.
They were headed down?
I don't know. No, but I guess one of the older whales got hit with a boat, and it pissed them all off in that area. So they're systematically sinking boats that are in or around that area, even docked ones.
Oh shit.
They're like the ones that are out in the water. Like the two younger ones will bang on the side, so everybody's like, "Wow, look at that!" And then the big one comes from the bottom and just
rocks the boat up.
Big enough for them to call, "Hey, we're sinking.
Oh
We need
shit.
help," and they come bring up like help is close by, so they get them. They bring the boat, and they, lift the boat out of the water, and there's a hole the size of a Nissan underneath that.
Wow, holy shit!
The smartest animals in the sea is what they say.
Yeah, they are fighting back.
It's crazy that they learn that.
Shit.
I mean, eventually you're gonna see
it's
an
not
orca
surprising
walking around the city like.
It's
hey.
not surprising, right? It's not surprising. What is surprising is that you didn't hear more of those situations, right? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stupidity going on out there in the oceans.
You know, we've only explored 10% of the ocean. 10%.
Can you imagine what we would find if we'd seen 100% of everything that's out there?
There's probably
on
a
this
lot
planet?
lot of answers out there.
Absolutely, dude.
And the ocean is probably one of the most terrifying things.
What would you most want to explore? 50% of space?
No,
or
ocean.
Or 100% of the ocean? Ocean?
100% of the ocean.
Shit. How many answers do you think we'll get?
I don't even want to think about.
How many lost civilizations?
You know how many things could go wrong in the air?
Oh yeah, too many. But how many lost civilizations?
Yeah.
Right. Have you seen any of that? What is that? The guy's name is Graham something. He's got this documentary on Netflix. Netflix doc.
We got a computer that we can look up things now.
Yeah, we've got Netflix documentary on
List.
Netflix documentary list. Probably number one on that list will be
Our Planet.
No. This guy has.
Is it the documentary on Taylor Swift?
You know what? Taylor Swift could be one of the most time wasting documentary you could.
I can't believe there's even
watch.
a documentary for that. What in the world would it be for?
What would you call ancient aliens? Is that what it is? No, it's not ancient aliens, but it's something in that realm, right? Graham Hancock is the guy's name. This dude he's got a theory, right? His theory is that the world is a lot older than civilization is a lot older than we've been told. There's a time period that he talks about called the Younger Dryas or Unger Dryas, where it was something that was this worldwide catastrophe that could somehow explain all the stories about the worldwide floods, right? And at this point, this was like the beginning of the ice age or the end of or an ice age, but what had happened was there was civilizations that were, all around, the Earth's globe, and these civilizations are responsible for, making things like the pyramids or something like that. But these guys had like technological advancements that we don't really use today for whatever reason, right? Like, they anyway, you need to watch this shit, because what you get from it is that we're all presented with information all our lives, right? We've been told different stories about ancient Egypt and all the pyramids. These guys are out there living. These guys are actually visiting these locations and coming up with their own theories. We're listening to these quote unquote experts. A lot of us are sitting in schools and listening to the some of the information presented to us in schools, right?
Right.
Everyone's getting like all of these pieces of information, and it seems that no one's got the same real view of it. right?
Right. It's
So,
all perception.
It's all
anyway.
perception. It's all in. What do you want this information to be? What do you want this history to be? What do you want? The past. What do you want these stories to tell you?
Right.
And there's different variations of these things that you could get from it. Anyway, watch this Graham Hancock guy and his in his documentary. The guy is saying some super legit shit. So based on what it is you want to believe, I was raised in that little, the whole Christianity programming.
No.
And then according to the Christian programming, Earth is, and civilizations in human existence is 6,000 years old and whatnot, right? According to Graham Hancock, it's civilizations are much older than that.
I would imagine it's not. It can't be. Like, look at this, like Lake Superior.
Okay.
It's 482 feet deep. That's deep for a lake, right? That's a lake. And then you look at the deepest part of the ocean.
You said 400 and what?
32 feet.
Wow.
You drop your phone in that lake on a weekend.
And then the deepest part of the ocean is
Deep. This is just a list.
Oh,
of
the
10
Mariana
deepest.
Trench.
Yeah. Mount Everest is here. And the Japan Trench is deeper than the height of Mount Everest. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more spots that are deeper.
10.9 kilometers.
Yeah.
Below the ocean floor.
And look where
Below the
surface.
Ocean surface.
And that's where the
Holy
Titanic is.
shit.
Well, I guess he went there, but the Titanic is pretty deep. But I mean, look at this. That's why they haven't explored. And the parts that you can't get to because the pressure is just so much that no matter if you send a submarine or a drone down there, it's just going to
It
go
just gets squashed by
like
the
a
weight
can.
of the ocean. Crazy.
That's nuts. So deep water makes me nervous. Anything I can't see the bottom, we got a problem.
Dude, I watched piranhas when I was a kid. Anything too murky, didn't want to get in.
So also too, there's I follow this thing on Instagram called Nature is Metal.
Oh, okay.
Right? And there's these different videos of different, I guess you can call them stupid ass people doing
Shit.
So you look at it and there's this guy who is, I think it's in Australia. It's really muddy water.
Like Steve Irwin.
No, not even that guy would jump in this water. But it's really like muddy water, right? Like it looks like you could just, maybe you'll swim in it and you'll get a little dirty. He flutters a fishing pole in it. 2 fucking crocodiles just kind of cruise by just to see what it is. So like you can't just trust, even in clear water, right?
Yeah.
So water makes me nervous, but I would rather explore the ocean on a ship than go into space. Space is more terrifying. Because think about it, one screw's not right. One O-ring is bad, and you're done.
Think about this space question, right? Think about the space question. I know, guys, we're all over the place today, but think about this space question, right? Are there aliens out there? Have we come into contact with UFO? You listen to these guys, like these physicists.
Right.
Like there's a guy named Machiko.
Bill Nye.
I don't know Bill Nye.
The science
But
guy.
even I think even Neil Tyson, what was that guy's name? You know the physicist. Well, there's a couple of physicists, and these guys will say, "Hey, I want proof. I want data. I want I want to be able to study these things." And until then, I say there's not.
Yeah.
Right? These guys who are absolute data-driven, evidence-based scientists, they'll all agree, right? But those of us with imaginations, those of us with, who have heard these stories and allow our brains to go in different places, because of these stories, because of these light shows that we've seen.
Big fan of E.T.
I mean, hey, E.T. and whatever it is. But, dude, I was rolling down the freeway one night years ago, and this unexplained light, right? And then it was on the news, so other people were able to see it. But when you see things like that, you're like, okay, you can't help. Those of us with an imagination cannot help but to think,
Yeah.
bro,
What if,
there's
right?
got to be something out there,
What if?
right? But then you talk to these scientists, these physicists, and they're like, nope, there's no proof, there's no data,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I don't know where I stand on aliens. I would say that we can't be the only civilization
I say the same thing.
in the universe. I mean, it's pretty egocentric to think that we're the only ones out there, right?
I say the exact same thing.
But I mean, maybe we're just too dumb for them. Maybe they're watching us and they're just like, these fucking idiots.
These idiots.
What is this? Rainbow flag?
Now look, I don't have anything against the gays or any pride. As a matter of fact, I go to Grid Cycle, right? I've told you guys many times I go to Grid Cycle. This company, this program or this they are huge advocates of the Pride Month and the gay LGBTQ community, and then some of the people that I've got to know here are absolute just angels.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, some of these instructors, man, I've come to love and respect. Right. Raina, I'm a huge fan of this instructor, Raina. I'm a huge fan of these, and not all of them are part of that community. But these guys are in support of that. I mean, and so I'm like, yo, go ahead and live life, however it is you want to live it.
Yeah.
But the moment you have, the moment you start to, try to unnecessarily, influence,
force,
or even force, your views on someone else. That's where
right.
we get a little. That's where we, the miscommunication starts to happen.
Right.
Right. That's where the disagreements start to take place and take shape.
Right.
This life is really, as far as like living life, right? I think we're here on this earth to win, right? And what I mean by we're here on this earth to win, we go ahead and set objectives for ourselves, and then we accomplish, attain, these specific objectives that we set for ourselves. So in that case, we win, right? Like we set out to go and win these softball games, right? Now, of course, you got an opponent that's in there standing in your way. So you're hoping that you've put in more into that win than that your opponent has, and if not, then guess what? You've got to go rework your strategy and your efforts to go ahead and gain that win, right?
Right.
So there's all kinds of things that can potentially stand in the way of your objectives. You rework it, you move forward, you gain that win, right? That's what we really promote here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Utilizing our thought process, strategizing, not dwelling on shit too long, right? Moving around. I'm moving around the bullshit, getting to our whatever objectives that we are trying to move into. That's what this life is about, right? So yeah, we talk our shit about some of the follies we see, some of the flaws, some of the mask wearing, misinformed individuals that we witness out there. But that's just us having fun. We're trying to extract your comments, your engagement,
right,
from this whole process, and then hopefully one of these days this thing pays us, and that would be a win.
Yeah, we win,
right? And then then we can get a lot more cool jerseys like this that say Branch Bandits, League Champs. What we need to do is we need to get a jersey for our specific game when we scrimmage you guys.
You're fine. You guys can go ahead and do it. We'll just wear our fireballs. What are our warm-ups?
Game champs.
Our warm-ups.
Because apparently these guys are like levels above us. I mean, they've been together for a few years now, so.
Yeah. It's only been 2. Yeah, we've been playing for 15 years.
We've been together for 2 months.
Challenge accepted.
We've been together 2 months.
We just don't know when.
We just don't know when. I would say what's the weekend after the 25th? First weekend in July.
It's probably the 4th of July.
That's the 4th of July weekend.
Probably
Sunday. Well, anyway, we're gonna play these guys. That's the plan. We're gonna get so much better than we are now. Of course, we're We're still a diamond in the rough squad. Shout out to the Branch Bandits again, Maggie. Nobody parties like us for sure.
Oh, you guys have that.
Nobody parties like the Branch Bandits, homie.
But nobody
We get
wins
together.
like the Fireballs.
Well, you know, we haven't played as many games as these guys yet, so that remains to be seen.
And we were in the playoffs our first year together, so
Oh, we're gonna get into play.
we just had to play 3 fucking games.
We might walk away league champs.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sold. Branch Bandits, we are.
I mean,
We're gonna walk away league champs, bro.
I like your enthusiasm.
Was that? You know what? We're gonna move on from this
Yeah.
this softball.
Uh-huh.
You know, matter of fact, I just found the title of the documentary I want you guys to take a look at. It's on Netflix. It's Ancient Apocalypse. Graham Hancock, great host. He's got a lot of good information for you to.
I saw that, and there was a scene in there where the good part of the village lost a battle to the Mongoloids. Much like.
Guys, we're on the show today. We are going to wrap this up, and we hope you have had a great time listening to us
This episode was wild.
ramble.
Just an absolute.
Loving it.
We don't know if you'll see this one.
No, you're definitely going to see this one.
Oh, we're gonna see it.
Come on. I mean, we hit on some great subject matter today, right? We kept it lighthearted. Still using the thought process.
Yep.
Still introducing our the idea that we are on this planet to win, my friends. Sometimes we give away these wins for charitable causes, and then hey, till next time, huh?
We gone.
We value the thought process.